Hello, everyone, and welcome to this edition where we are going to be talking about the top 10 stocks which are part of the results which are going to be declared this week. Well, as we all are celebrating a nice festival on this 14th of January, so wishing all of you a very happy Pongal, happy Sankranti, and happy Ugadi, wherever you are in whichever part of the world you are watching this video from. I'm going to be doing an analysis of the top 10 stocks out of the 108 companies which are declaring their results this week. Yes, you heard it right. 108 companies are declaring their results this week. But I thought, let me choose some of them and find out whether they are having the Kai Poche moment as part of their Q3 result season. So let's go and see what do we have on the card. So I'm going to be doing a bit of chart analysis. I'm also going to be doing some analysis the neo trader way to find out whether this stock suits the merit of a thumbs up or a thumbs down. So देखते हैं thumbs up या thumbs down, and let's go ahead and check out these names. All right. So let me first do some chart based analysis and let me share with you my screen, and let us go right in and find out how can we take clue of the market action, because what we have to see now is how are we going to take action, and that's what is the whole agenda right now. So as we can take a look at the screen right now, you can see here that first up, right, let me start with, there are 10 stocks which I have chosen. They are Ultratech Cement, JSW Steel, ICICI Pro, ICICI GI, IndusInd Bank, Havels, ICICI Bank, Kotak Bank, LTTS, and Emphasis. So these are the 10 stocks that I have chosen as part of this top 10 edition. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to ensure that we are able to get some clarity on what we really need to do. So first up, let us do a chart analysis, and let's do the chart analysis and find out how are the stocks placed at the moment. All right. So let's begin from the top, and let's first go and take a look at Ultratech Cement. So when you take a look at Ultratech Cement, you see here that the entire movement is quite encouraging. The prices are definitely above the cloud. And another good point is that we are seeing some help from the momentum setup itself. So overall, it is positioning into a good play. So we got to combine the other factors as well, which we'll go ahead and take a look at. So overall, it is indicating that yes, the prices are coming out of the cloud. They are holding at the TS line. There is also a positive Kumo flip here, and along with that, the DI lines are inching higher. So yes, there is a positiveness seen in the higher time frames. So Ultratech looks like a good bet on the buy side. So let's do the prospects and then let me shortlist the candidate. All right. Now let's go to the next stock, which is JSW Steel. In JSW Steel, the positioning is even better. So as you can see here that the prices are trying to hold down to these higher levels, which was formed in May 2021. And you can see here there is a repeated attempt to cross these levels. You can see here there is a couple of attempts made, but these attempts have fizzled out. But at that point in time, you can see here when it happened in May 2021, the DI lines were quite stretched. But compared to that, at this current juncture, when it is trying to cross the highs, the overall DI lines seems to be on the positive side, and the ADX is inching higher. So overall, the prospects here seems to be much better. There is a much better prospects emerging here. So JSW Steel also looks to be a good bet on the buy side. Now, let's go and take a look at the next stock. Okay. So I'll be doing a chart based analysis. Then we will get into and find out how are they placed as to the overall structure as far as NeoTrade is concerned. So we'll combine the chart with the NeoTrader perspective, and then I will be giving a conclusion. So you can see the chart setup here. The charts are indicating that yes, there have been some corrections, and they are testing value area support around 425 levels. Yes, there is some buzz in the insurance space, but then this is not seeming to be working out at the moment. So we got to see how is it positioned as far as the last week performance is concerned. So we'll go and take a look at that. But right now, it seems to be a little confused at the moment. So let's go and take a look at its counterpart. You can see here its counterpart is faring much better. You can see here it's formed a nice bottom out here in November, and then the way up seems to be encouraging. So yes, it definitely has some room ahead of the result. So let's see what happens. But then at least the overall sign seems to be encouraging. There is some space, overhead space as far as the cloud is also concerned. So we can take a look at this particular stock as the higher time frames are indicating that yes, probably there could be some drive to the upside in ICICI GI. Now let's move on to the next stock, which is IndusInd Bank. Now in IndusInd Bank, when you take a look at IndusInd Bank, you can see here that yes, private banks have not been performing so well. And there is some expectation from the private banks to perform. But what's really happening is there are some waxing and waning moments. However, you can see here that the entire move to cross its previous value area resistance zones has been successful. And yes, the move has not definitely shown a good thrust to the upside. However, you can see here that these higher levels, which were proving to be a supply zone, has now become a demand zone. And this result season, we could see some thrust up to the upside. So very interesting positioning in IndusInd Bank, and you should definitely watch out for this particular stock. Now let's move on to the next stock, which is Havells. And when you take a look at Havells, right? When you take a look at Havells, what you see in Havells, okay, what you see in Havells is that the particular move which is emerging right now, see, is indicating that the stock is undergoing a major consolidation here. Okay, the stock is undergoing a major consolidation here, and there is really no clarity at the moment. Okay, there is no really clarity at the moment, and if the result, uh, the season comes through positive or negative, there is not much to be read into. So it looks to be once again a sideways drift, and we really need to see what really could happen. Right now, at the moment, the selling pressure seems to be having an overhang. So we need to tread carefully as we head into the numbers. Next, we move on to ICICI Bank. You can see here that ICICI Bank had a fair run in this year, last year rather, 2022. And then since December, the stock has been on a decline. Overall, the stock is indicating a positive traction. Okay. And we see that the prices have dipped into some support at the KS line. So now we got to see if there could be a recovery from here. Yes, the momentum seems to have given a pullback, and whether this pullback has to be bought into, well, we need to see ahead of the results where whether some momentum is revving up the prices from here. And if it does happen, then it would be a very good buy opportunity. Now let's move on to the next stock, which is Kotak Bank. And when you take a look at Kotak Bank, you can see here everyone is trying to buy into the stock, but the stock for some reason has not been performing. You can see here this sideways drift over the last 2 years, right? The last 2 years, we have seen a sideways drift here, and it's clearly a sign of very, very strong congestion. So this congestion, can it give away? I don't know, but the overall picture does indicate that this pain could endure for some more time. But then the way there is a Kumut flip here, it is indicating that yes, there could be some revival from here. So let's take a look at the price structure. How is it positioned, and what kind of readouts are we getting from new trader in few moments from now? Now let's go to the IT space here and see here that LTTS is indicating that yes, the momentum is definitely not on the buy side, and there is some selling pressure already building up ahead of the numbers, right? You can see here the selling pressure is already building up ahead of the numbers. And now if I were to take a look at the overall momentum, if I have to take a look at the overall momentum, then it would be very difficult for me to initiate a long. Rather, I would be happy to go into short because the price have rallied into the cloud and they are now coming out. And the other stock is Emphasis. In contrary, Emphasis seems to be bottoming out. It is trying to show some eagerness to go up. Now, the clue will be whether can it go up when its results are declared, whether can it give us a run up, because the large caps, right, the TCS, Infi, Wipro, Met Estimate, HCL Tech has performed. So in conjunction, if taking a cue from the IT majors, if these stocks begin to perform, then well, emphasis could be on some pathway to a rebound from here. You can see here over the last few weeks, the price have been consolidating at these levels, and some positive news flow is needed just as a trigger to rev this up. So now, when you take a look at the overall positioning, how are they placed? What kind of numbers can we give? Let's go and check out the top two stocks which we can consider on the long side and top two stocks which we can consider on the short side. Well, of course, I will be also doing an analysis of the top 10. So this is the overall pictorial analysis of the top 10. But then when you want to add some combination, when you want to see the placement of those stocks, nothing better than NeoTrader to give you a perspective of how these stocks are placed in respect to certain important tools. So let's first go and take a look at CPR. Okay. So based on the CPR movement, right? So you can see here that based on the CPR movement, right? You can see that for the next week, okay, for the next week, you can see that there is a narrow positioning. Okay, there is a narrow positioning in ICICI Bank and ICICI Pru. So on the next week, okay, if you were to target for the next week, and if you want to take a weekly position, then ICICI Bank and ICICI Pru are in a narrow stage. So it is in a no trend stage right now. So let me do a nomination list here. So if it is in a narrow stage, all right, so narrow for the week. So let's do it together. ICICI, okay, ICICI Bank and ICICI Pru. They are the narrow for the week. Let's see what is there any narrow items for the day? So let's also go and take a look at the narrow items for the day. So you can see here that there is some narrow items for the day. So these stocks are showing some promise, and we could expect a trend in any of them. So from narrow for the week, ICICI Bank definitely looks to be on the buy candidate. So you can focus this on the buy. And JSW Steel is narrow for the day. So you can focus this for the buy, right? These are for the buy. And ICICI Pru is more beleaguered. So the a sell possibility is very much higher in ICICI Pru. And let's go and take a look at what are the prospects. All right. So this is the overall setup as far as CPR is concerned. Now let's go and take a look at Cameria. All right. Let's go and take a look at Cameria positioning and see where are the stocks. So based on the weekly pivot, okay, based on the weekly pivot, you can see here that there is some slight emergence of positivity. Okay, there is some slight emergence of positivity in IndusInd Bank. Okay, so we will put it as on our tracking list. All right, we'll have a tracking list here, and this is based on Cameria, and we will say IndusInd. Okay, IndusInd is a buy as for the tracking as per the Cameria. Trading as per Cameria will be JSW Steel again. So you can see here that JSW Steel is getting nominated in two places. All right. So this is the trading as per the Cameria. And what we find is JSW Steel is a buy. Then let's also go and take a look at, okay, Emphasis is also coming up because they are above H4. So it automatically qualifies for a buy. So, all right. Now, IndusInd is on the tracking list on the buy side. And for trading, you can see here LTTS is a clear sell, which we had already seen. And as far as the camera is also concerned, it is clearly indicating that it is below the camera pivot of daily, weekly, and monthly. So automatically you are having a very good qualification for a sell. So LTTS is a sell. All right. So we have some names here. Okay, we have some names here on the sell side. We have some names on the buy side. So let me just give it some title so that all of you can take a look at it. And let's do it together. All right. So what I want you to do is I want you to note these things down so that when you take a look at the trading action, you will know exactly what is happening. All right. So you can see here now we are tracking IndusInd for a buy. We are trading all of these on the buy side, and you can see here that as far as JSW Steel is concerned, you can put it. It is getting common out here. Okay. So now let's go into the momentum. Okay. Let's go into the momentum. Okay. Let's go into the momentum part. And let's see, as far as the momentum is concerned, what is the overall situation? What are we getting? So let me go to my technical indicator page and let me see now on a higher time frame how are the stocks positioned? How is the ADX position? How is the DMI position for me to get a perspective? So again, when I go here, all right, and when I take a look at the kind of movement here, I can see that yes, there is a, I'm sure that all of you will be able to see IndusInd Bank is having the ADX is definitely on the positive side. MACD is also quite good. So IndusInd Bank is having a very good setup. So as far as the momentum is concerned, IndusInd Bank qualifies right on the momentum front on the buy side, right? So on the tracking, it is there on the momentum. So definitely we should be looking at IndusInd Bank as well. Now let us go further and see what are the other parameters. You can see here not much on the ADX. There is some bit of negativity in Havels. Okay, some bit of negativity in Havels. You can see here MACD is also on the negative side, right? So Havels will continue to experience some selling pressure. So based on the momentum, all right, Havels would be a sell candidate. All right. Now let us go and check at JSW Steel. JSW Steel is moderately positive. We can put JSW Steel once again. So JSW Steel is on our radar as the results are expected this week, and JSW Steel is definitely on the positive side. Now let us go further and let us see as far as the momentum is concerned, what kind of signals are we getting? And as you check out, you can see here that emphasis. Okay, emphasis has some pressure. Yes, we had a buy in emphasis, but we need some more triggers in emphasis for it to really qualify. Otherwise, currently it is in a very neutral stage. We need to see if there is a sufficient movement to the upside. Now, when you go and take a look at Kotak Bank, you can see here that here positive DI is not on the upside. So let me also put on the RSI as well. And let us see where the RSI is holding up. You can see here that at this current juncture, okay, at the current juncture, you can see that IndusInd Bank is having a very good RSI as well. And you can see here that as far as buying is concerned, IndusInd Bank and JSW Steel are getting into the top two. So based on the momentum, okay, based on the momentum, okay, let's now declare the top two buys. This IndusInd and JSW Steel, top two buy candidates, and top two sell. One is LTTS, all right, and the other would be, let's also keep some momentum into consideration, and it will be your LTTS and Havels. Okay, LTTS and Havels are nominated as the sell candidate, and IndusInd and JSW Steel are nominated as the buy candidate. So that's how you can do your analysis. You get your chart reading, then you combine it with the momentum tools and indicators, and that's how you will be able to get a very good combination of all the important factors. In this particular page, I get to know exactly how each of the technical parameters are placed. All right. So with that, I come to an end of this top 10 edition of this week's result season. I have selected the top 10 stocks. I went through it step by step analysis. We saw how it is placed as far as the CPR is concerned. We saw how is it placed as far as the momentum is concerned. We also combined it with the kind of approach which you need to take as far as the camera pivots are concerned. So a combination of chart reading plus its placement on the pivots, plus its placement across the momentum, all gives us a very good conclusion of what kind of stocks which we need to track in this result driven week. All right. So I'll be coming up with more such videos at the end of next week to find out if there are some good action stocks as far as the result seasons are concerned, to ensure that you get some right clues for participating in these names. Till we meet again, thank you so much for watching this video. And if you like what I shared, do not forget to click on the like button. And if you're watching this video for the first time, do not forget to subscribe to our channel and also comment on this video, because your comment means a lot to us and it also gives me a very good idea on which aspect of the video did you like. And also tell me which stock is your favorite from the ones which I have chosen. All right. Thank you so much. Have a good day, safe trading, and enjoy your entire trading week.